Now let me tell you something. Right? What's up, Calvary? It's crazy that we throw this word around a lot. The word we throw around the most is common sense. Right? You shouldn't do that. That's common sense. You should do that. That's common sense. Not all common sense is common. What's common sense to you isn't common sense to another person. Believe it or not. And you might say, well, it's not my job to teach them. Well, maybe it's not their job to learn your version of common sense. It goes both ways. It just depends on whether you're ready to teach a person or not. Really. Because I just had a little situation, right? It wasn't even, there was a little driplet, right? And, I had my music up a little loud, because I was drinking. I was in my room. I was on the phone. And they said, well, it was kind of rude to have your music up that loud. I was like, well, you could have asked me to mute. You told me you never want me to mute. So that's why I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my own room, in my own comfort. Since you could have asked me to mute, that would have been all right. If you could hear it, right? First of all, if you're awake to hear me being loud, then you could be awake to tell me to mute myself. It didn't. It said, well, it should be common sense. Well, it's not. Now, my version of common sense. See, the thing is, talk to each other about what common sense is. Whether you're in a relationship, whether you're just with a random person, whether you're talking to a random person, they might do some stupid shit that is common sense to you. And you think it's common sense to everybody, but it's not. Everybody has their own version of something. That's why everybody's so different. That's why a lot of people don't get along. Because instead, we here's what we do, right? And we have a bad habit of this. We tend to think that everybody should know something. And when they don't, we tend to get mad or judgmental. There's some shit that you don't know that somebody out there thinks that everybody knows and you don't, and you're going to get judged for it. So instead of doing that, how about you have a conversation? Common sense isn't all that common. Now, when it comes to the common sense shit, like don't drive drunk, don't point a gun in somebody's face, don't play around with knives around people, don't fucking speed and go fast and furious on the highway or freeway, whatever you want to do. Of course, that's common sense and shit, right? But when we talk about this little shit, like somebody gets mad at you because you put your condiments in the cabinet instead of the refrigerator. Well, it's common sense. They always go in the refrigerator. Well, that's not the way I do things. Me personally, I do both. You know what I mean? So honestly, it just has to come to a point of understanding when it comes to a certain person. I'm making this video mostly for myself and you guys too, because we got to understand that your version of common sense is not going to be everybody's version of common sense. You just have to understand that. And the moment that you understand that, the moment you're going to feel a little bit better because you can finally get through all that judgmental bullshit and finally come to an understanding that will save you so much more time. If you don't like how somebody does things and you think they're not using their common sense, explain that to them instead of trying to shit on them. It'll make your guys' relationship a lot better. And if you don't know the person and it's a random stranger, you guys will most likely not get into any unnecessary bullshit that has to be getting into. All right? Y'all have a good day.